Now, I remember when we were doing shows together, like, because I kind of started that thing. When you would be performing, you would say about how you had stopped drinking.
Yeah.
And you would drink O'Doul's all the time.
Yeah. So I haven't drank alcohol. I started drinking wine again about 2 years ago.
That's alcohol.
It is. Wait, what?
Yeah,
no, it's not. It's grapes.
You're
It's
Portland
grapes,
sober.
dude. It's grapes. You're wrong. It's grapes. It's fermented
California
grapes.
sober.
It's
Next year,
fermented grapes.
You're
That's
Colombian
not alcohol.
sober. I only do Coke.
Columbia sober.
Colombian sober.
No, I drink wine, but I haven't drank.
What's
Napa Valley sober.
I'm Sonoma sober.
Paso Robles.
What's crystal meth maintenance?
Yeah,
Fucking New Mexico sober.
Riverside sober.
Oh man, you can come up with these all day long. No, but I haven't drank beer in 9 years or 8 years. I haven't had any like whiskey or any like grain alcohol.
What was it that made you stop drinking in the first place?
So I stopped drinking altogether, everything for 6 years.
Because you had an issue with alcohol?
Well, here's the thing: is doing like what we've done for so long. Like we got paid to party. We drank every day. It was a part of what we did. And then I got to the point where when I stopped, I actually just basically had a like I would say like some sort of like mental breakdown where I lost my mind. Like I think something snapped.
I think I remember, and you were telling me I have a problem with alcohol.
Well, it wasn't a problem with alcohol. It was I was what you could consider a functioning alcoholic. I'd be on tour with bands, shooting photos and doing my thing, and I could have like five to 10 Jack and Cokes every night. 10 Jack and Cokes every night. Whatever, no big deal. And I would perform. I could do my stuff. But every day I woke up and I'd had this like just dehydrated feeling, and my body was, all
the voices in your head were cranked up.
I got to the point where it was Groundhog's Day, and I felt no hope for no way out. And I literally lost it, where I took myself to the emergency room and I said, because I something in my brain kind of just like had enough, and I went like a little psychosis, and then they wanted to help me there and put me in a place where they're like a sane asylum, I guess it would be considered, and I said no, I'm gonna take care of this myself. And that day I stopped drinking. I stopped drinking it altogether. I hadn't drank since that time for 6 years, and it was to the point at which I really don't think I could have survived if I didn't, because I was so depressed, because I just felt so hopeless, so no way out. Today, when you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm so hungover, I'm never drinking again, and then that night you're drinking again, and then I'm so hungover. And when you get in that cycle with whatever it is you're doing, and there's just that idea of nothing's gonna change and there's no hope, you literally, like, I snapped, I lost it, and that is what cured me, is that I realized that the only person that will do this, the only person that can fix this is me. Like, and there's people that can help along the way for sure. I believe that, but it comes down to you. You're with yourself 24/7. You know what you dream. You know what your visions are, your goals. You know when you're doing wrong. And if every morning you wake up thinking, I did it again, it just doesn't give you a chance to have a good day.
I mean, I think that the definition of alcoholism is when you are genuinely powerless to stop. And it sounds like you were a problem drinker, and you found a real reason to stop or moderate, and you were able to do so, and that's great.
Yeah.
Like there's like a level of alcoholism where no amount of willpower can ever help you.
But the thing that's so weird is that I wasn't a problem drinker, and that's I think the worst alcoholic or person who drinks alcohol or does any kind of drugs or anything, the substances, are those that can function with it for no problem.
Oh my God, absolutely.
High bottom drunk.
No. I mean, here's the thing.
It just will never stop.
I was the luckiest.
Because you were just a dirtbag.
because for me, it was so goddamn bad that it had to stop. And because it had to stop, I surrendered to the process of recovery and got better.
Yeah.
And when you surrender to the process of recovery, like when you treat alcoholism, you somehow become a better version of yourself than you were before you suffered from it.
Yeah.
And the worst situation is when you have alcoholism/addiction, but not so bad, because if it's not so bad, it doesn't absolutely have to stop.
Yeah.
And it never does stop. And the years slip through your
You're
fingers.
80 and you're dead.
The years turn into decades slipping through your fingers, and then you turn around and you're like, what the fuck did I do with my life? I blew it.
Yeah.
Have you ever done so many psychedelics you thought you never coming back?
I can tell you, bro,
Maybe.
it took you years to come back.
Yeah, okay.
You weren't you now who you are or before for 4 years, dude. Probably after when you finally went to sober living and rehab and. I mean, dude, how many times? Do you remember going to India and we're sitting next to each other on the plane, and I was telling you this? I'm like, bro, you're a good dude. Like, you have so much. You're blowing it. You don't even know your name right now, and you're fuck yeah, man. But then when you got to that point at which you got the help and you went through the process, you still for like 3 or 4 years were still kind of like this in between guy. It was like
check this out. When like I was in treatment, I was like rehabs and psych wards for 6 months.
Okay.
And when I got at the end of that 6 months, I moved into a sober living.
Yeah.
Right. So once I got out of the 6 months and into the sober living, then I was sort of free to go around. And I went and spoke at the Salvation Army, where all these people, the most low bottom, like alcoholics and addicts, are in rehab, which is free, and it's just like the most like kind of dingiest place where you can get better. It's just low bottom people, and I'm there like carrying the message, telling my story of recovery, 6 months sober, and I thought it was fine. And then 3 months later, now I'm 9 months sober. I go back, and some of the guys are still there. They're like, dude, Steve-O, man, we were here when you were here, like we were worried about you.
Yeah, they were worried about you.
Sober talking.
Dude, if you could have seen yourself, bro, I'm
dude,
telling you, for quite some time, you were lower than those dudes that you're saying are low. Like,
for sure.
like you were like
what? Do you have an
had
example?
money, just not even human. Like I don't even
like,
I don't know.
Well, like Steve, what was the first thing you bought with like your money? He's like, oh, dude, like a refrigerator full of vodka and Budweiser.
It wasn't the first thing, but
I bought a house and you bought a fridge with Budweiser.
It was actually pretty shortly before I got sober. One of the last things I bought was a fucking huge, full, tall-size fridge that had the left side was like freezer from top to bottom, one door. There's equal space for the freezer.
So you had vodka and beer.
So the freezer was full. You couldn't fit another bottle of vodka into it from top to bottom. And then the right side was the fridge. You couldn't fit another.
Was that
Budweiser
in the apartment,
in
the skate apartment?
That was in.
Fountain, was it?
That was in my office apartment. I had the skate park apartment, the office apartment,
but it was in
the
that
bachelor
building.
pad, and the assistant apartment.
What was your vodka of choice when you drank like that?
Shit, I think it was Grey Goose in there, the whole thing.
So Grey Goose and Budweiser.
Grey Goose and Budweiser, yeah.
Jesus. Wow.
It's fucking dude.
I mean, see, but that you can recognize as a problem, like, and that's like when you hit rock bottom, or multiple times hit rock bottom. It's like everyone around you now is like saying you have a problem, but when you're just floating through and everyone's like, oh, he's cool, yeah, he's cool.
Like right now, being sober, if you do something wrong, like you're bummed about it, you make it right later. But like when you were fucked up, was there any of that like feeling bad, like fuck, I got to make it right with this person, or was it
he
just
didn't
like
feel bad for anything? If anything, he felt better feeling bad. Like he would make people feel like shit and love it.
I don't know that I would love it. I don't know.
You were pretty stoked every time you did something fucked up. Like
I think it was just the mask that he wore.
Like
I definitely became capable of being pretty mean-spirited.
Yeah.
And trying to hurt people's feelings and like harm their reputations. Like I did some fucked up shit. And ultimately that's what got me sober more than anything, was because I became so fucking ashamed of all that shit that I had done. I just like never wanted to be that person again. And so that like motivated me to really dive into everything that people do.
But like what we're talking about right now, and you asked me like how did I stop drinking when I stopped, and I drink wine now, but I'm responsible and whatever.
Portland sober.
Yeah, I'm Portland sober or Sonoma sober.
Can we get a shirt made that says Portland sober?
Yeah, with just a
out there?
wine glass. Cheers. But the thing is like every person, I don't care how down you are, how fucked up you are, you have that opportunity to make a choice. Every day, today, tomorrow, you do. Life's not over. You have that choice, dude. And if you start today, listen, you know it's real. If you start today and live for the future and just don't live for what you didn't do in the past or what you've been doing, and you just start over. Like today is my new life. I think it's possible that everybody can get better and clean up like whatever their problems they have.
I mean, like it doesn't really translate to alcoholism and drug addiction, because we've had millions upon millions of people come before us and show that like really there's only one way to treat that, and it's you can't do it alone. You got to do it as a collective, as a group.
But I stopped drinking cold turkey. I stopped drinking.
But then that just means that you are like,
Not really. I think we all have that ability. I really do.
Well, everybody has an ability to turn their life around. And I think as fucked up as you are, that's the exact opposite is true of how fucking rad you can get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's usually the people that are the worst
become the coolest.
I think that clip was awesome, but not as awesome as my new book, A Hard Kick in the Nuts, What I've Learned from a Lifetime of Terrible Decisions, which is out September 27th, and if you pre-order it right now, you can get the autographed copy. So, get on it, man. Pre-order my book. It's not going to waste your time because I'm proven, dude. New York Times bestseller. My first book's 5-star rated on Amazon. And I have no doubt this one will be too. So get the autographed copy right now by pre-ordering it at stevo.com.
Yeah, dude.